Sites. We are joined by Dr. Rajan Kumar, School of International Studies, JNU. Welcome, Dr. Rajan. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. How would you describe the significance of talks in Geneva and the joint US-Ukraine statement on a refined peace framework?
Thank you for having me here. This peace deal is very, very important, not only for Ukraine and Russia, but also for the entire humanity. Okay. Because it has been more than 3.5 years, and somehow the attempts have been made earlier also, but the peace deal has not been reached. Trump came with a proposal which was largely one-sided, let me tell you, because it included most of the demands of Russia, but it didn't take into account some of the major concerns of either of Ukraine or of European Union. So that is the main tussle which is happening between United States on the one hand and European countries and Ukraine on the other side. So it was expected that the European Union will come with the new proposals. So what is happening at the moment, that they are trying to secure two things essentially from European and Ukrainian perspective. First, they want a very robust security guarantee from United States about Ukraine. That in the future there has to be some kind of guarantee that Russia does not invade Ukraine again, and if it does, there'll be a cost to it. There'll be some kind of sanctions or whatever, a joint military protection of Ukraine. So that is one issue. But European countries are also saying that this conflict is not just about Ukraine. What is happening, that it also concerns European security at a larger level, because once a part of Ukraine comes under Russia, so there is no guarantee that Russia will not proceed further. That is European perspective, and that is what they are trying to negotiate. Also related to 28-point peace deal, which was proposed by United States, that included some of the clauses which are not acceptable to Ukraine. One among them is that we should not talk about a particular territory. They are trying to say that the front lines should be seized, which means whatever the area is under the control of Russia, that might remain with Russia. But Russia should not be given the entire Donbas region, which it is asking for, and that was a part of the deal also. So European countries are saying that ceasefire can be established at the border where Russia controls its territory at the moment, not the entire Donbas region. But let me tell you that it's very unlikely that Russia agreed to any proposal unless until the whole of Donbas is under its control. And Russia has this military advantage at the moment. Russian army is very strong compared to Ukraine at the moment, and is capturing. Pokrovsk is one of the city that Russia has captured recently, and it's very strategic, and its operational value is very high. So Russia has the military advantage, and that's why it's pushing for the entire Donbas. In return, Russia might agree for some kind of concession on Zaporizhia region, and also in the other area which is called Kharkiv and Kherson. So that area probably Russia will compromise, but entire Donbas, because it's a majorly Russian populated population. So it's also, in my view, it is also in the benefit of the larger peace process that entire Donbas goes, because otherwise the issue will remain in future also. Second issue, which is important from Ukrainian perspective, Ukraine is saying that the Ukrainian army should not be reduced to 600,000, which has been proposed as a part of the peace deal. So I think that Russia will not have major issue with that. Third is the NATO membership. So Russia will not agree to NATO membership, and I don't think that any peace proposal coming from the United States should have anything which offers membership to NATO. In the deal which was proposed by Trump, it clearly says that Ukraine will forfeit the right or even the demand for NATO membership in the future. But what European countries are saying is very interesting. Europeans are saying that some kind of security which is almost equal to NATO without sending the NATO army in Ukraine, is that possible or not? We do not know what exactly will happen. At the moment, the deal is not very clear on that, but that is another issue where the discussion is not progressing because of those kind of issues.
Yes, Dr. Rajan, like you said, U.S. Secretary of State, in fact, Marco Rubio, who led the talks, said work remains to be done on questions including the role of NATO, which remains a sticking point, like you also mentioned. But Dr. Rajan, how should we read Ukraine's reaction, especially President Zelensky's remarks that the U.S. team is hearing, quote-unquote, Kiev's concerns?
Well, there are two things. First, Ukraine is at the most vulnerable, the weakest point in the entire 3.5 years.
Okay.
And as it has been said that even when Ukraine was attacked by Russia, even at that time it didn't appear that weak. Why? Because it has a choice. That is facing a very powerful military and is losing territory day by day. And on the other hand, a coercive peace deal is being imposed on Ukraine, and a deal which is which completely favors Russia. The Ukrainian leadership, Zelenskyy, he is facing internal crisis because of number of reasons. First, there are some corruption charges on his team. That $100 million have been siphoned off by his team for some kind of corruption has happened, and there are a lot of demands by the opposition parties within Ukraine to go for investigation, etc. Nobody is asking for the removal at the moment, but the pressure is building up internally also. Also, let me tell you that in case Zelenskyy accepts this deal, which is being offered at the moment, then the Ukrainian people and the opposition party will start asking, why did we fight this war in which we have lost thousands and nearly 1 million casualty has taken place, and you have lost your territory, you have lost, the peace deal is not in his favor, NATO membership is gone now, European Union membership is also, it seems, not being offered to Ukraine. So they'll start asking, why did you fight for? What did you go for the war? Why did you trust the Western countries? And it's likely that in that case, Zelenskyy will have to leave the country. So these are Zelenskyy, the regime there, and Ukraine, they are in very bad shape. And Zelenskyy is under immense pressure from all the sides.
Dr. Rajan, also very quickly, there are still several unresolved issues, including security guarantees for Kiev, NATO membership, like you also mentioned. What could be the possible approaches to that?
I think the two primary issues, in my view, for negotiation to happen. First is the issue of de facto versus de jure control of the territory. Russia is saying that Ukraine should recognize the territory that it has captured. Legally, it should be recognized. I think that is not going to happen. No leadership in Ukraine can accept the territory that Russia has captured as the de jure legal part of Russia. That will not happen. The second is the issue of security guarantee, which involves, without NATO membership is ruled out. But without NATO membership, what kind of guarantee European countries and United States can provide to Ukraine? Russia is saying that the foreign military, essentially NATO military or European coalition of willing military, will not be acceptable to Russia. So if that is not accepted, then how Ukrainian security can be guaranteed? That is a challenge. There are some kind of discussion taking in the media which says that some kind of security very equivalent, not exactly membership of NATO, but something equal to a NATO kind of security can be provided. Whether that would be provided, that's a challenge. We don't really know. Negotiations are taking place, and it will take times, maybe several months, before the final deal comes out. Then the deal, after the European Union agrees, the deal has to go to Russia for signature. So Russia might object. So it might take some time before the exact details are out. But yes, security guarantee and territory, the status of captured territory, those are the two main issues where the negotiations, these three sides would be negotiating at this moment.
All right, and next few days will be very crucial. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your insights, Dr. Rajan.